Hello and welcome back to another video today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at some more Event Lab creations. So the last couple of weeks I've headed over to Event Lab and gone across to the all-time greats tab, which you guys seem to enjoy. So today I thought I would head over to the Playground Games Editor's Choice blueprints, which are these first ones that come up when you look for blueprint events, and go through them over this week's video and next week's video, starting at the lower end here and working our way through them. We begin with the VOLCAN rally made by Type Hard Fark, who you may remember made the most popular blueprint in the previous videos on the all-time great blueprints. It's a fun rally circuit made up of dirt roads but also dirt platforms, which are all placed very well to make a nice smooth surface, much like their other track that we looked at before. The blueprint is set to 3 laps with light precipitation in the afternoon in storm season, and the car restrictions are B-class cars from the classic rally category. Secondly, we move to something completely different to anything I've looked at before in these Event Lab videos, an aircraft carrier drift track made by the Aviator 1024, which for some reason spawns you miles away from the start, halfway up a mountain, and then resets you for missing a checkpoint. Anyway, once you get to the port and up onto the aircraft carrier, you find a great little drift course, which you can drift about much better than I have here. It's a fun little playground though, and the blueprint is set to clear weather in the afternoon in dry season, and is of course anything goes, so you can slide about in whatever you please. Next we move on to the first ever Hot Wheels blueprint I've shown in one of these videos, apart from my own ones that I made when we first took a look at the Hot Wheels Event Lab stuff, built by Vuku and called the Scorpion Sting Circuit because it's home to a stinging scorpion as well as a dragon's nest. So there's quite a few fun little props scattered around, and being a Hot Wheels blueprint, of course the track surface is nice and smooth because they snap together. It's a 3-lap blueprint set to clear weather in the morning, and the cars are restricted to A-class Hot Wheels. Next up is the DreamWorks LED Cave, built by JLo.js. It's a rainy night race with lots of lighting, a great atmosphere, but the route itself is probably a bit too long really for a track of this type. It's a mixed surface event, so I'd recommend using something that can cope with gravel as well as tarmac. Overall, it is a fantastically built track, but when you race it, some annoying prompts come up on screen for what gear you should be in around some of the corners, which is obviously often incorrect because different cars have different gear ratios, so that was a little bit irritating, but overall it was a brilliant looking, fantastic to drive blueprint that is set to 2 laps with heavy precipitation at night in storm season, and the cars are unrestricted, but I used a B-Class Subaru with a rally tune because of that gravel section. So that's all the sort of tracks and events as such, but as well as those, there are also 2 car station blueprints that are basically like industrial style space stations that you can drive into but aren't really tracks as such. They're just kind of beautifully made backdrops to give an industrial feel to the background of some of your photographs. And of course, the very first blueprint we should have taken a look at was Don Juan Song's Wipeout Horizon, which is an amazing and beautiful creation which I did attempt a few times, but I just found it too infuriating after a few attempts to even complete the stage, let alone set an actual time. I do also just really hate high-speed driving, particularly in S2 class. But anyway, many of you will have already seen this route anyway, but if you haven't and you want to, Don Juan Song's original video is probably the best way to see that route, but there's probably also plenty of other videos on it as it was run as a competition. So there we go, that is going to do it for today's Event Lab video, taking a look at some of the Playground Games editor's choices, which we will continue with at the same time next week. As ever though, if you have your own blueprints you would like to submit for me to potentially show in future weeks' episodes of this, head over to my Discord, which is linked in the description, where there's a page for you to submit your creations. If for whatever reason you don't have Discord, you're more than welcome to put share codes in the comments or message them to me on Xbox, and I'll take a look at your routes to potentially show in future videos just like this one. For now though, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.